Hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to the Solano College Sports Network, where we have a series finale baseball game today between the Marin Mariners and your Solano Falcons. I'm Stash Samoyeda, and joining the booth, as always, with my good buddy Mike McLeod. Mike, what is good, brother?
You know, it's been a minute since I've been here. I've had a couple games off, but I'm back now. I'm refreshed, I'm energized, and I'm ready for some baseball.
Yeah, like I said, it's the season finale, the last home game here for Solano. A little bit of a disappointing season, kind of a rebuilding season here for Solano. What are some of the things you took away from this season so far?
Nick Perez. Nick Perez has been a monster this season, hitting .317 for the year. David Fernandez, we found out that he's a better fielder and hitter than he is a pitcher. He hasn't had the best season as that closer role, but it's just been an up and down year, and some pitches haven't gone their way, but overall, a lot of good building blocks.
Yeah, this Marin Mariner team is a very good ball club. They are in first place in the Bay Valley Conference with a conference record of 14-5. And in the conference, they are first in ERA, only allowing 1.83 runs per game. So this pitching staff is dominant. So this Solano team is going to have to jump on the pitching early and score a couple runs.
Yeah, they also have 3 shutouts, so they're capable of completely blanking the Solano team. They lost the last game. Solano did 8-7. They scored 5 runs in the 7th inning, but then gave one up in the 9th. And it was actually kind of weird to look at because if you look at the stat sheet, James Harris had an unbelievable day just mowing down people and then gives up a run in the 9th, and it was all over. Yeah. But it wasn't indicative of what he did.
And, Brandon Mihalich will be throwing for the Falcons today. He comes in with a 6.43 ERA, but out of the last outing we saw him in, he pitched pretty well. Went 4 innings, only allowed 1 hit.
Definitely.
But coming to the plate for the Marin Mariners, leading off is number 3, Francis Griffin.
Francis Griffin hitting a .315, and that's what you want out of a leadoff hitter.
First pitch is low and outside, so this game starts with the ball.
.315, also 19 walks.
Oh, and that ball catches the low part of the strike zone for strike 1. Count goes to 1-1 to Francis Griffin. He'll be playing center field today for the Mariners. And that changeup is low for ball 2. Billy Louise Yarborough Stadium, one of the nicest fields here in Solano County. A little bit overcast day here, wind blowing out towards
the sky has kind of opened up, though. It looked a lot more overcast when we first got here.
And that ball is on the outside. Count goes 3-1. So you don't want to give up a leadoff walk here, so Mihalich is going to come back with a strike, hopefully.
And Francis Griffin, along with the 19 walks, has 26 strikeouts, but that's a walk there. So adding to the on-base percentage is Francis Griffin.
So it's a 5-pitch walk, and it's going to bring up the DH, number 6, Jared English.
Jared English hitting .299, so another back-to-back, and that's what you want. You want a 1-2 punch to start off the game and get your team rolling.
And there's a strike called there. Count goes 0-1, and Francis Griffin, a little speed down on the base path, so wouldn't be surprised to see him running here in the next couple pitches. It feels kind of cool to have a full crew here today, Mike.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace. Little pitch over to first base. Trevor Faulkner in first base today.
Pitch is a tad high. Acosta looking to back pick him there. So some of the defensive alignments for the Solano Falcons today. You have Ian Acosta behind the dish. Trevor Faulkner down on first base. David Fernandez at second base. Alvaro Rubicaba at shortstop. Tucker Bishop over at third. Bobby Contreras in left field. Gio Torres in center. And Jacob Pawlowski. And there's a base hit in the right field to Jacob. So now the Marin Mariners, 2 batters up. Runners are first and second. It's going to bring up their big hitter now, Brian Bosjanek.
And now that walk hurts you because Trevor Faulkner had to keep him on at first and made a hole between the first and second baseman.
We'll call that the 4.5 hole, 3.5 hole?
3.5 hole.
Yep.
Now batting, shortstop, Brian Bosjanek.
Yeah, Brian Bosjanek batting a .301 on the year. So he's having himself a pretty good year. 23 RBIs. He has 1 dinger. And that ball is low. Count goes 1-0.
And I'm looking at this Marin team, and their batting average as a team is only 246. They're actually, as a team, hitting worse than Solano. But all their starters are hitting well. 301, 315, 299, 326. It's only the pitch hitters that are hitting 067, 0 for 0, all of them. So that's why the stats for the team don't look the same as the stats for the players.
And also, when you have your earned run average below 2, you know you're doing something right.
Yeah.
You don't need to score that many runs when you got a good pitching staff like Marin does. So count 2-0 to Bosjanik. And just a bit outside, count goes to 3-0. Think he has a green light here, Mike?
No, Brandon Hillich has not proven that he can get into the strike zone. The one he did got roped into right field.
And that catches the upper part of the strike zone for strike 1. Count goes 3-1.
And even that one, that was a pitch that was left elevated. If he had had the green light, that would have been going to the outfield.
Kicks, fires. Lays down a bunt, and it fouls off him. Right in the box, so the count's going to go full. And he got it out there. It just came out.
That hit Bosjanik, yeah.
Hey, he's lucky it hit him while he was still in the box. Because if it hit him if he was outside the box, he would be out.
Oh, did not know that. There you go. You learn something new every day, and it's only the first inning.
Money pitch, and that's just a tad high, so Bosjanik has a walk, so now the bases are loaded and bringing up their 4-hitter, Ben Shea.
Ben Shea, 326. 408 on base percentage, 430 slugging, has a dinger, one of the 3 that Marin has. So
you see Coach Scott Stover heading out to talk to his starting pitcher, just get him back on the same page, calm him down maybe a little bit. No, bases loaded, no outs. This is definitely not the way you want to start the game. 2 walks and a single, and like you said, if that the first walk wasn't there, Faulkner probably would have played it and got the out.
fortunately for Solano, they do have a force at home, so if there's something hit sharply to the infield, you can go home, go to first, and get a 6-2-3 double play. Or 5-2-3, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
it looks like the middle infielder is going to play back and double play depth. The corners are in. Early in the game, you know, you can give up a run and have a double play, you know, 6-4-3 or 4-6-3, either way. And that pitch is a strike, so whatever Scott said to him must have paid off.
well, Brandon Mihalich, he's trying a little too hard to hit his pitch and hit corners, and he's not going after hitters. He's not challenging hitters.
Oh, big curveball, just a bit outside. Count goes 1-1.
And that curveball, it goes away, but it starts at the batter's head and then falls out of the strike zone. It changes your eye level throughout the pitch, and it really messes up a batter.
And like he said, just couldn't get a good grip on that curveball there. Just floats over the head of Shea, and the count goes 2-1. Looks like he dipped his shoulder down, or his elbow down just a tad bit to allow it to go, to elevate that pitch. Big swing and miss from Shea. The count goes to 2-2.
And if you can get a strikeout here, if you're Brandon Mihalich, that makes it so much easier for you because now you have an ability to get a double play to get out of the inning, and you don't have to worry about the runner at third.
Oh, and he pokes this one into left center field. It's going to get down. A couple runs are going to come around the score. Gio Torres fields it, hits the cutoff man, Rubicaba. 1 run comes across, so Marin get on the board in the top of the first inning here.
Now batting first baseman.
Great play by Gio Torres to cut it off and get it to the cutoff man to only allow 1 run to score. But up steps the big man, Ryan Burke. He's only hitting .211 on the year, but that's probably because he's trying to swing for the fences. A lot like Trevor Faulkner for our own team. Solano.
And a good curveball catches the inside corner for strike one. So this is the second batter that Brandon Mihalich has started off with a strike.
For Brandon Mihalich, there's already 20 pitches in the inning.
Another curveball.
A quick 0-2. And you don't want to have any fastballs against a guy of Burke's size. If you keep it off speed and keep changing the pitch, you should be all right.
And the pitch out, and the count goes 1-2.
Big men just tend to be fastball hitters.
Yes, they do. Mihalich gets a sign, rocks, and he fires. And he did not go around, so count goes 2-2. It was a little bit dirty. You could hear home plate umpire Steve Chrisman behind the plate yell and say, "No, he did not."
I like this umpire. I like vocal umpires.
Yep.
They add a new dimension to the game.
Little changeup flare into right field. Pawlowski's under it. He's getting it. No, the runner holds at third, and he comes in late. They try to back pick up, and good strong throw from Faulkner, but Jared English gets back, so that is out number one. So that's always a good thing, get the first out. Pawlowski with a good strong arm out in right field.
Now batting left fielder, Michael Heinvetter.
So Michael Heinvetter coming up to the plate now, bases loaded, one out. Looking to do some more damage for this Mariner team, and Mihalich starting to find a groove here. You know, Jared English, I think he was just trying to sell the throw to home. Kind of came down halfway through and went back. And that ball is high and outside for ball one. The wind now switching directions. Blowing hard out to left center field. And this one's popped up. David Fernandez is under it. And he catches it, and the runners hold, so that's out number two. So those are two big outs for Brandon Mihalich.
And more importantly, they're non-productive outs. You still only allowed one run in the inning if you're Solano. And for this inning to start the way it did and only give up one run, you have to consider that a small victory.
Exactly.
But there's still a lot of work to be done. Up at the plate, number 5, Andre Holmes, hitting a .250 on the year. But 16 strikeouts.
And that fastball catches the outside part of the plate for strike one. Changeup. Swing and fouls this one back over near the Solano dugout. Count goes to 0-2. So Mihalich one pitch away from getting out of this jam here in the top of the first. And that pitch is way outside for ball one.
Well, a good waste pitch. It's close to the zone. So you never – I'm not a big fan of waste pitches that are so far out of the zone that it's an easy take. You still want to make a better work for everything.
And good curveball, and that is just foul. Hoo-hoo. Mihalich got away with one.
That was
there.
only foul by a couple of inches.
Now it's like centimeters there, Mike.
All right, if you want to get metric on me. It's a long day. We can work in tens.
So count 1-2 to Andre Holmes. Mihalich sets, kicks, fires. Big curveball right into the glove of Varo Rubicaba. Goes a short way to David Fernandez, and that will end the inning. 3 left on, 1 run comes across, headed to the bottom of the first. Bottom of the first here at Billy Louise Yarborough Stadium, and on the mound today for this Marin Mariner team is Mr. Steve Nagy.
And Steve Nagy is pretty much the ace of this staff.
Shortstop,
1.80 ERA, 5-2 on the year in 11 starts. He has a complete game. He's pitched 80 innings, Stosh.
Wow.
80 innings just in conference play.
And only 16 walks in those 80 innings. I mean, that's very impressive in my book. Now coming to the plate for the Solano Falcons is Varo Rubicaba. Shortstop. That first pitch is just a bit low. Count goes 1-0.
And we have a special guest with us, Stosh. Our very own Ashley Lyons. She was with us last semester. How you doing, Ashley?
I'm good. How are you, Mike?
Good.
So
you got something to talk to us?
Yeah,
with?
I got
Cool.
some news for you guys. So the Solano Community College Career Education Fair is going to be held May 3rd from 10 to 3 on the Fairfield campus. There will be 30 different programs to choose from. If the opportunity to better yourself in your future career isn't enough incentive, they will be giving away an iPad every hour. So stay tuned for more information in between innings. And thank you very much, guys, for having me on.
Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to have her back.
Yeah, I know. It's been a long time since we've seen Ashley. You see there, Alvaro Rubalcaba gets a 4-pitch walk. So that's a good first at bat.
Good first at
Sorry,
bat
we
for
got
this
people
team.
talking in the background. I'm
Yeah.
distracted here.
Left fielder, number 3.
And that's going to bring to
Bobby
the plate
Contreras.
the left fielder, Bobby Contreras. And don't be surprised.
I missed Ashley. She
Yeah.
was my broadcast partner during volleyball last semester. We're going to have her on for the final show of the year.
And that ball is dirty and low, and Alvaro gets a good jump, but has to go back to the bag, so the count goes 1-0. And what I was going to say is Bobby Contreras probably leads this team in sacrifice bunts. Every time he comes to the plate, it seems like he's sacrificing somebody over.
Well, one of the main things the main claim to fame for this Solano team is 26 sacrifice bunts, 10th in the state.
Oh, what a great bunt by Bobby Contreras, and he looks like he's going to get there, and that is an infield single, so runners on first and second. Solano has something working here in the top of the first.
That's got to be an E1. That went right under
No.
Nagy's glove.
You know, that is a perfect bunt. That's not an error. Never touched it. I'm giving him base hit.
He should have had it.
But you hear in the background, turn down for what? So you know what that means.
Trevor
Faulkner.
Faulkner quickly becoming my favorite person on this Solano club, hitting better than your favorite Nick Perez. He's hitting a 344.
Wow.
Yeah.
Making some good strides here in the second half of this season, and hopefully he can continue on it next year. That's a curveball, and that is going to be a ball. So Nagy has yet to throw a strike here, as the only strike was probably the bunt by Bobby Contreras. So count 1-0 to Trevor Faulkner.
And even the one that was laid down, it was pretty low in the zone.
Oh, and Faulkner gets a hold of this one. It's going down the left field line, and that baby is gone. A 3-run home run for Trevor Faulkner. You can put it on the board, yes. What a shot by Trevor Faulkner. Poked it just left of the scoreboard. So it gives Solano a 3-1 lead. And now coming to the plate, Jacob Pawlowski.
The Bear Jew.
The Bear Jew. Before the game, that's what he said his new nickname is. So we're going with it. Let's see if he can get a good pitch here. And first pitch is low, ball 1. Man, that just gets you a little energized in the booth, doesn't it, Mike?
A little bit. I lost it up in the clouds, but I knew as soon as it came off his bat that it was gone.
And that ball is low. Count goes 2-0. Surprisingly, Nagy's struggling with his command when he's only, like we touched on, he only allowed 16 walks coming into this game, and so far, giving up on walk and just struggling to throw strikes. And you see his catcher, Tommy Bertzoff, going out to talk to him, just calm him down a little bit. But it's good to see Solano start to swing the bat and, really laying off these bad pitches.
I mean, it was only a matter of time before Trevor Faulkner. He was hitting too well, and he's too big of a guy to not have a home run on the year. They only had 3 as a team, and now they have 4. They have more home runs than Marin does.
Wow.
And for a team that plays small ball.
And that ball is low. Count goes 3-0. So if you're Jacob Pawlowski, you have to sit on a pitch here, and
you're looking for exactly your pitch in your wheelhouse.
And there is a strike, so the count goes 3-1. Catches the lower part of the strike zone.
I think Pawlowski was looking for something a little more up that he could get a hold of.
Oh, and he rips this one. Oh, third baseman picks it up, throws it over to first, and that would be the first out of the inning. He made solid contact, just right into the glove of Andre Holmes. But now coming to the plate, the second baseman, number 2, David Fernandez.
Number 2.
David Fernandez
Fernandez.
hitting 302 on the year. He's had a very good year at the plate and in the field. His fielding percentage is off the charts. Hardly makes any mistakes. The only mistakes we've seen him make, and I'm not going to keep bringing it up, we have seen him a little shaky on the mound, but honestly, he's been one of the leaders of this team.
You know, from day one, I asked guys around the clubhouse, like, who's leaders, sophomore leadership on the team, and everybody said David Fernandez. So he leads by example. Oh, and he went around, so that count goes to 0-2. So Fernandez now down in the hole. Gonna have to fight off a couple tough pitches here. Maybe see one pitch here and get a hold of it. Curveball high and outside. Just didn't get enough break on the pitch. It just stayed up, so the count goes to 1-2.
And honestly, looking up and down this roster as we look ahead to next year, this team was very young, and there's a lot more freshmen than I thought there was as that one is fouled back. There's a lot more freshmen on this team than I originally thought. Nick Perez is a freshman. Darian Evans is a freshman. Brandon Mihalic is a freshman. I mean, you just keep going down. There's only a couple of sophomores.
Rubicaba, Pavlowski,
Yeah.
Contreras. I mean, this is a very young team. That's fouled off again by David Fernandez. But, yeah, you look at towards next year, they're going to have a really strong team to really compete again next year for this Bay Valley Conference title.
Ian Acosta will be back behind the dish. And you see a lot of you see Nick Burns in the lineup today. He's going to be a freshman. He's going to be a major part of next year.
And Fernandez gives this one a ride, and Francis Griffin is under it for out number 2. Well, he hit it square, just put it right where somebody was. That's tail of the tape. And now coming to the plate, the catcher, Ian Acosta. What I would have to say one of my favorite walk-up songs here of the classic Steve Miller Band, The Joker. For the younger audience, probably doesn't know who the Steve Miller Band is.
No. No, definitely not.
and that ball is low for ball one. But if you ever seen Space Jam, Fly Like an Eagle? I know everybody knows that song. That happens to be the Steve Miller Band.
Well,
so
there you go.
Everybody knows Steve Miller Band.
Technically.
And that pitch is fouled back, and the count goes to 1-1.
But getting back to what we were saying earlier, Nick Burns, he's going to be a big part of the lineup. He's playing today. Robert Contreras, Bobby, he's going to be a big part of this defensive lineup. It's going to be a good squad next year.
Oh, and Acosta gives us one a ride down the left field line, and it's going to one-hop the wall, and Acosta's on his horse. And he's going to have himself a stand-up double.
And it didn't look like he hit it that hard, and it just kept sailing out to left field. And
well, like I said before, the wind's blowing hard into left center field, so it's carrying that way.
Yeah.
Might as well take advantage of it.
Center fielder, number 12.
And nobody on Marin really reacted to it. They thought it was going to be foul. That's the only explanation I have, because nobody made a break on the ball.
So now coming to the plate, the center fielder, number 12, Gio Torres. Gio Torres also a sophomore, so this will be his last home game as well. Had a very productive Solano career. And that curveball's in there for a strike. Count goes 0-1. Have himself a little bit of a down year here, only batting a 195, but, you know, he has wheels and has a great glove out in center field, so wish him the best.
And when you say 195, his on-base percentage is .319, so he still was a productive member of this team.
Ooh, that curveball catches the outside part of the strike zone. Count goes 0-2.
But like I was saying, still a productive member of the team. And this team really caught fire and in the latter part of this year, and the record doesn't reflect it, but they played a lot more close games. A lot of one-run games.
And a lot of those games just and he fouls that one back. Just at the end, the tail end of the pitching staff just really, couldn't hold up. But, it's the youngness of this team. Next year, they get the experience. This year, they're losing these one-run games. Next year, they come in, they're going to win those one-run games. They know how to battle it out and grind out those small victories.
I mean, Solano, if you look at the last 6 games, 3-3, all but one of them was by 1 run. 3 one-run wins, 2 one-run losses, including the loss to Marin on Sunday. No, Tuesday. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Tuesday, and then lost to San Mateo sandwiched in between. But
And you know, this Marin team, they're on top of the Bay Valley Conference, and these guys are playing with them. It's no easy task. It's not like they're laying over. And Gio Torres floats this one, and Brian Brostanjic is under it, so that will end the inning. Big inning for Solano. They strand one, a big 3-run home run from Trevor Faulkner, heading to the top of the second. You can hear top of the second. Solano has a 3-1 lead off from the bat of Trevor Faulkner, the big 3-run home run. And
Catcher, Tommy Barrettsoff.
now coming up to the plate for the Marin Mariners is Tommy Barrettsoff.
Tommy Barrettsoff hitting .228, 19 strikeouts and 11 walks.
And Mihalish gets the ball over for a strike. Count goes 0-1. So maybe now Solano has a lead. Mihalish can take a deep breath and just go out there and relax.
Mihalish is personally thanking Trevor Faulkner for that 3-run blast. Because now he can go out there. He's relaxed. He has a lead to work with as that ball is low and away for ball 1.
Yeah, you know, you don't have to worry about giving up the solo home run. Just go out there and throw, clear your head and just go out there and throw.
Yeah.
And that one's fouled back over the head of us here behind home plate, so the count goes to 1-2.
The only thing that gives me a little bit of worry is that Brandon Mihalic is already up over 30 pitches. So he's not going to go too deep in this game regardless.
Oh, dirty curve for strike 3. Got him looking for out number 1.
Woohoo!
That was dirty.
And Tommy Barrettsoff had to take off his helmet and walk back to grab some pine.
Now batting.
He's still thinking about it. He's going to see that pitch in his dreams. Up at the plate now, Sam Schmidt, number 16, batting .257.
And that ball's low for ball 1. And look, check out our new camera angle out in center field.
Yeah, I like it.
Mr. Greg Poff is out there.
We've been working on that since the first game of the year.
And the count goes 2-0. And you saw a good shot of that nasty curveball that Mihalic possesses.
I mean, everybody on this team has some sort of nasty off-speed pitch.
That ball is high. Count goes 3-0. So, you know, the 9-hitter here, you don't want to give up a walk and allow the top of the lineup come back through as they did some damage earlier.
Yeah, Francis Griffin hitting .315, already on base once today.
And that's a strike as you see Sam Schmidt try to duck under it there. The umpire says, nope, that's a strike.
Yeah, he started to take off to first a little bit, and umpire said, yeah, come on back. This is strike 1.
And he catches the outside power. Strike 2. Count goes full now. Brandon Mihalic from 1 strike away from sending him home into the dugout. And he puts this one right into the glove of Trevor Faulkner for out number 2. So now Francis Griffin coming back up to the plate. He's 0 for 0 today. He has himself a walk.
Now batting. Center fielder, Francis Griffin.
You know, I will say this. Marin has some pretty good looking uniforms, though. I like the pirate look.
Mm-hmm.
The black with the yellow, the gray pants, and the stirrups. Can't go wrong with the
I
stirrups.
love stirrups. Well, I just like seeing socks. It just is annoying to look at pants.
And that's a swing and a miss, strike 1.
No offense to Tucker Bishop, obviously, or Trevor Faulkner.
But you know, it's superstition, man. You know, you're in a hitting slump. So your pants are down. You pull them up, start hitting. You're gonna have high socks.
Yeah.
You can't hit with high socks. Pull them down. Hey, whatever works. And that pitch is outside for 1-1.
And I talked to my dad yesterday, and I said, you know, baseball players have to be the most superstitious of all sports. Just because if you get a home run off of not taking a shower that morning, you're not showering for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, pretty much. You're going to ride out the good luck as long as you possibly can until you got to find a new good luck charm. So 2-1 count. Pitch fired. This one's floated up into right field, and Pavlowski is under it, calling it off, and he gloves it, and that will end the inning. 3 up, 3 down, heading to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second here. Solano still leads 3-1, and leading off the bottom of the second for your Solano Falcons is number 20, Nick Burns, the DH.
I like his walk-up song, too.
Getting out for Solano.
Can't think of what it is right now, but I know I like it.
Nick Burns.
A little bit of Metallica.
Yep.
Trying to get that Balfour rage, get the energy going here.
You miss Balfour, don't you?
Very much so. So the first pitch, and it's ripped to second base, and Sam Smith throws it over to first for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. So now coming to the plate, the third baseman, Tucker Bishop, the sophomore. I think this will be his last game as well.
Number 1, Tucker Bishop.
Tucker Bishop only batting .209 on the year, but he also has a .304 on base percentage, so had himself a productive year. That ball is low. Count goes to 1-0. So Nagy kicks, fires, and Bishop rips it over to Brian Bostanek. He throws it over to first, and that is out number 2. So 3 pitches, 2 outs. As Solano's offense looking a little hyper here at the plate.
They're trying to score a couple more runs to try to add to this lead, and they're kind of jumping on pitches, and they're not staying disciplined like they did in the first inning. So they need to get back to that.
You know, but they're probably seeing good pitches, and they're making good, solid contact. So Alvaro Rubalcaba at the plate now. And it's a curveball in there for a strike 1. So that's the first strike Rubalcaba's seen all day. This is his second at-bat. He walked in the first. And Rubalcaba, hot shot right up the middle. And his glove by Schmidt. He throws it over. Rubalcaba just beats it out for an infield single.
And that's why you hustle on plays, because that very easily could have been out if Alvaro Rubalcaba doesn't leg that out to first base.
What a play by Sam Schmidt just to get over there to backhand that and toss and fire. He's showing off his range here. A little bit of a stronger arm maybe would have got him, but Rubalcaba plus speed, very hard to get. So Bobby Contreras now at the plate. He singled in the first inning. Good curveball for strike 1.
That curveball is so slow. Just throws you off.
And Bobby Contreras kind of gave up on it. It's not the pitch he's looking for. He's more of a fastball hitter. Oh, and they say he went around, so that count goes 0-2. You know, Bobby Contreras, I'm sorry, he didn't get the single. He got the infield single, that fabulous bunt that Nagy couldn't get to.
I still think Nagy could have gotten to it, and he just didn't put his glove on the ground. But
well, the way lefties fall off the mound, they fall off towards third base, so he had to counter back. And that is in there with a ball. Count goes to 1-2.
Well, we'll agree to disagree throughout the day, but
we disagree on a lot of things. And they check the runner over at first, and he's back safely. Didn't need a slide, just kind of gingerly threw it over to first baseman Ryan Burke. And some good news for Warriors fans out there. The owner of the Warriors said that he will re-sign Klay Thompson after this year, so he's going to be a Warrior for a while. Runner going, hit and run, chop to the shortstop. Bobby Contreras with good speed, and he beats out another infield single for Bobby Contreras. Wow. The hit and run worked for them there.
And that might be Joe Swanson rewarding hustle and speed. That was a bang-bang play. Could have gone either way.
Now batting first baseman, number 44.
And
Faulkner.
if you're Stephen Nagy, you just have to shake that off and say that very easily could have been 2 outs. You just have to keep throwing your pitches. And you might think about walking this guy, Trevor Faulkner.
Hey, with 2 outs, though, runners on first and second, nowhere to put them. You don't want to load the bases with Jacob Pawlowski coming up behind him here, and Trevor Faulkner had the big 3-run home run in the bottom of the first.
Trying to make it 2 in a row.
And he lays off the curveball in there for his strike. Count goes 0-1. So good patience by Trevor Faulkner there. He could have easily swung there, trying to hit another home run, just being patient at the plate. And that's dirty. Count goes to 1-1. Oh, and Rubalcaba And they get him out on third. So that will end the inning. It looked like he may have got under there, so 2 runners left, 1 runner left on, heading to the top of the third. Top of the third here in Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. Score still stands at 3-1. And leading off for the Marin Mariners is Jared English. He had his single in his first at-bat.
Now batting the DH, Jared English.
And the Marin bench saying, put a little English on it.
Ooh, and that pitch just a hair outside for ball 1. You know, you could live there, just pitch away from him and get him to swing. That was a very good pitch. There it is. Good changeup by Brandon Mihalic, strike 1.
And I don't know how much more out in front you could be as a hitter. He was swinging before it even left the hand.
Goes back out. This one's ripped out, and Jacob Pawlowski has to go back. He took a step in, so English is going to get on his horse. He's coming. He's going to stand on second base. He has himself a leadoff double. And, you know, Pawlowski thought it was going to hang up there a little bit. He took one step in, and as soon as you take a step in as an outfielder, you're
It's
already
over,
beat.
yeah.
Your first steps always has to be back. Even if you can always come in on a ball. It's hard to go back on a ball, so something he can work on in the offseason. He's not a right fielder, though.
No, he should be at first, more than likely. But if they want to put him in the outfield, that is Stover's prerogative.
Well, I was talking before the game, and he went up to Stover. Hey, Stover, I can play some outfield if you need me to. So he's telling me he worked on a lot of quickness drills to get his feet quicker and to learn the position. And Bosdanich there is hit on the first pitch, so now there'll be runners on first and second.
Now batting right fielder, Ben Shea.
So now Ben Shea coming to the plate. He singled back in the first inning. He had a RBI single. So now this is a crucial part of the lineup right now. Brandon Mihalic could really use a ground ball, get a double play.
There's still nobody out in the inning.
Trying to back pick, and he gets in safely. Mihalic comes set, checks the runner, he kicks, and he fires. That ball's high for ball 1.
Brandon Mihalic continues to leave pitches up, and he's already gotten burned once on the double. And if he keeps doing it, it's not going to be a good day for him.
Especially the way this wind's blowing out in the outfield. Ooh, and this one's fouled back, and Ben Shea just a tad under at the high fastball.
Yeah, I mean, this wind's blowing out. It's blowing out to left, it's blowing out to center, it's blowing out to right. It went over Jacob Pawlowski's head, and that had something to do with the wind as well. So
definitely did. He read it, you know, he thought it was going to be right at him and just kept carrying, and so that's how Jared English got on second base.
I was going to mention before this, during our intro, that you might see some hits fly to the outfield. We already saw the home run today.
You know, I want to credit the Solano bullpen. Ian Acosta came up, and he couldn't find the ball. It went dirty, and you hear him yelling, feet, feet, feet. So that's what you want to hear from your dugout, getting live into this game, more energy.
And that was one of the main problems for this team early in the year. They were so quiet. They didn't want to help each other out. And it led to a lot of mental errors, a lot of pushing and shoving between innings when there was a mistake. And that you can't have that as a team and expect to win.
You know, I wish they had another month of baseball, because if they did, they would be playing a lot better than they did early in the season. The team's finally starting to come together. So a lot of good signs going into next season. And that's a strike on the outside corner. The count goes to 2-2.
Mihalic already up over 50 pitches, still in the third inning. You start to see a little bit of action in the bullpen. Not much, but
just in case.
Yeah.
Just starts the, just toss the ball around a little bit, start getting warm. And
get stretched up.
Oh, high curveball. This one's floated down the right field line, and nobody's going to get
to it.
Right into the Marin bullpen, so foul ball. Count stays at 2-2. So first and second, nobody out. Count stands at 2-2. Mahalic looks in, gets the sign, and he comes set. Checks the runner at second, and he kicks, and he fires a fastball. Hot shot right up the middle, and English is going to come around to score. So now the score goes to 3-2 with nobody out here in the top of the third. So good at-bat for Ben Shea, battling off a couple tough pitches, and finally got a pitch he could hit, and just shot it right back up the middle.
Ryan Burke.
It brings up Ryan Burke. Flew out to the right fielder in his first at-bat. So nothing really hurt yet. Still have a one-run lead.
Yeah, as long as you have a lead, you can pitch with confidence.
And he lays down a bunt, and nobody's. And Tucker Bishop comes up bare hands and bobbles.
And they were not expecting Ryan Burke to lay a bunt down. Nobody crashed the infield. It was sort of a drag bunt and a beautiful play call by Marin.
Yeah, you know that I'll consider that an infield single as well.
Yeah, that was a crafty at bat.
You know, if Tucker Bishop would have got him out, that would have been a spectacular play. But that's a really hard play to make down on third base. So it brings up Michael Hennevetter. He flew out to the second baseman in his first at bat. So bases loaded, no outs here. Similar to the top of the first. And that pitch is outside for ball one.
So now 5 hits apiece for Marin and Solano.
Good curveball from Brandon Mahalic, strike one. Mahalic likes to work quickly.
He does. And you know what I've noticed now that you've brought it up about the quick pitching? I see it a lot more in the MLB that is being called as a balk.
And that is a single up the middle, and they're waving him around, trying to get the out at third, and nobody. And they're not going to get him, so now runners at the corners, and Marin takes the lead off the bat of Michael Henvetter.
And there's not a lot you could do with that. That was a good pitch that it was just hit on the screws.
Yeah, you know, that's one of those you just got to tip your cap. You made the right pitch, and Coach Stover is going to come out and talk to his starting pitcher.
And this might be to get a little bit more time. Oh, no, they're bringing him out.
So Brandon Mahalic's day is done. He looks a little bit upset about it, talking to Stover here.
I mean, I'd be upset too. You have a 3-1 lead, and you give up 3 runs in the third off of good pitches. I'd be upset too.
Man, we need to get Coach Stover mic'd up for one of these games.
Maybe next year.
So now we got a little break in the action. Let's do a little station identification. You're tuned in to SCSN, your home for Solano sports, here at Bill and Louise Yarborough Stadium, where the Marin Mariners just took the lead 4-3, still threatening here with no outs and runners on the corners.
So the new pitcher will be Angel Lara. He's pitched in 6 games. He's 1-2 on the year. He's pitched 12 innings, given up 12 hits, 11 runs, but only 3 of them earned.
Wow.
Yeah, 8 unearned runs. So his ERA is only a 2.25, but he's 1-2 on the year. So that's not fair as a pitcher. So Brandon Mahalic's final pitch count is at 60 pitches. Or 58 pitches, I'm sorry. 58 pitches, 6 hits allowed, 4 runs, all of them earned.
And he still has a couple on the hook here.
Yeah.
So
The runner at third, runner at first.
So that's a stat that you always look at for relief pitchers on how what am I thinking of here, Mike? My mind went blank. Runners
Inherited.
There we go.
There you go. Couldn't think of the word either.
So we'll see if Angel Laura can keep these runners at bay, keep this a one-run lead.
And what I
Number
like that
23,
Steve Chrisman, the home
Angel
plate umpire, is
Lara.
doing, when the pitcher's getting warmed up, he's sitting behind the dish. He's looking at it to see what he can throw rather than calling things balls and then realizing he can hit that spot and call it a strike later. He wants to know what you can do first.
Yeah, and get a good look for him. You know, I agree. You know, he's a very good umpire behind the plate, very vocal. Always a good type of umpire you like to see. First pitch, just a tad inside to Andre Holmes. Count goes 1-0. So this is definitely a strikeout situation here for Angel Lara. And that ball is outside. Count goes 2-0. Oh, and this one's ripped out to right center field. Gio Torres going back, and he catches it. What a great catch by Gio Torres, and the run will come in to score. But it could have been a lot worse. Great range from Torres to read the ball correctly.
And that is Torres' wheels at work. He's already legged one out earlier in this game on the base pass. Now he's legging one out in center field. He's doing it all back there.
So now it's the first out of the inning. Runner on first base, so definitely a double play situation here. Tommy Britzoff coming up to the plate now. 0 for 1 on the day. He had the only strikeout from Brandon Mihalic and caught him looking on that dirty curve. So Laura comes set, and he kicks and fires. And this one's poked out into center field. Gio Torres coming in, and he makes another great play. He's going to try to double him off at first. Oh,
Close.
good.
Closer than it probably should have been.
Gio Torres is just showing off out there now, showing he can do it all.
Well, 4 runs have already scored, and there's a lot going out to the outfield. And I think Torres is taking it upon himself to say, you're not getting any more runs if I have anything to say about it. You're going to have to hit it down the line.
You know, I've seen a couple scouts hanging around here today. Don't know who they're checking out, but that first pitch in there for a strike. But definitely a good way to showcase your talent. You see a couple scouts, maybe they're not here to see you, but make them see you, as my old coach used to say. Curveball in there for a strike. Count goes 0-2. Kicks, fires, and that ball is outside. For count goes 1-2. You know, so that there's been 3 late changes so far in this game.
And this is shaping up to be exactly what the last game looked like on Tuesday.
Oh, big swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that ends the threat. Marin gets 4, heading to the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third here. Falcons down by 2, and Trevor Faulkner will be leading off the inning. He was at the plate when the last out was made, so
Number 44.
technically kind of his third at-bat here. Had a
And
big
if you're
home.
Alvaro Rubalcaba, in the back of your head, you're going, I hope he doesn't get on base here because that means that I messed up even more.
You know, he thought it would kick out a little more, and big rip, fouled back, strike 1. You know, he thought he can get there. Alvaro has very good speed. And
He does.
he almost got under the tag from
If,
where
it,
he's
if,
sitting.
if he was stealing second, he would have been safe.
Yes. Ooh, and Faulkner hits this one. Brosjanik, he picks up. He fires over to first for out number 1. So he's off the hook.
He's still not off the hook because there was a
True.
lot of
Yeah.
momentum for Solano.
Right fielder.
They got
Number
squashed,
18,
but
Jacob Pavlovsky.
So Jacob Pavlowski, the Bear Jew, as he likes to be called, coming up to the plate. He grounded out to the third baseman's last at-bat, and he had a little hot shot to the third baseman. Oh, and he swings at the first pitch, and this ball's tailing away. It looks like it could drop, and it is in there for a single. Takes a big, strong, hard round, and so Solano has something working now.
after Pavlovsky got caught stealing, or got picked off twice in the last game that you and I broadcast together. When he turned around first, I was thinking, no, stay at first.
Fernandez.
So now coming to the plate, the second baseman, David Fernandez. He flew out to the center fielder in his first at-bat and kind of gave it a ride. He made good, solid contact, just made Francis Griffin take a few steps back, so he shows he's seeing the ball well, made good contact. Swings over the first pitch, strike one. Looking fastball, got a curveball. So Nagy comes set, checks the runner, he kicks and he fires, and that's a ball on the outside. Count goes at 1-1.
And Nagy operates a little bit slower than some of the pitchers that we have seen in the past. He takes a long look in. He checks the runners for a while. He doesn't let the batters get into a rhythm either on the other side of the spectrum.
Ooh, big swing and a miss again on the curveball. Count goes at 1-2.
And David Fernandez is not seeing that curveball. Swung over the top of it twice. Both of them been in the dirt.
And he pokes this one right into the glove of Francis Griffin for out number 2. So now coming to the plate, Ian Acosta. Acosta had a double in his first at-bat. He ripped one down the left field line, one hop the wall.
22, Ian Acosta.
Acosta's only batting a 159 on the year, but I mean, he comes up with big hits when Solano's needed him this year.
And we already saw how much of a wall he is behind the dish.
Rips the first pitch into right field, and he has himself a single.
And Nagy has been challenging these Solano hitters on the first pitch, so maybe the scouting report says swing at the first pitch.
Yeah.
If you hit it, great. If you don't, make them throw you a couple more.
Yeah, I've noticed Nagy likes to work ahead in the counts. He doesn't like to fall behind. When he falls behind, he made a mistake.
Torres.
As you saw, the Trevor Faulkner fell behind and gave it the big 3-run home run in the first inning.
When you know a pitcher's trying to start 0-1, you know you got something to hit in the first pitch.
So Gio Torres now up at the plate. Flew out to the shortstop in his first at-bat. Nagy steps off. Lays off the first pitch, low for ball 1. Gio thought about it, then he realized it was just sinking down.
It was afflicting Gio Torres the same way it was afflicting David Fernandez. It looks so good when it first leaves his hand because it's coming into the batter, so you think it's going to hit the strike zone, and then it doesn't.
And that's a strike on the outside corner. Count goes to 1-1.
Good pitch to lay off. At first I thought it was going to be a good pitch to hit, but it didn't catch enough of the strike zone to where you feel comfortable swinging at it.
You know, it's all right. Always take one strike because, you know, you're looking for that one pitch, and once you get one strike, then your plate presence changes, and that's a curved ball in the dirt for ball 2. Your plate approach, that's what I was trying to say.
I always looked for the pitch I wanted until I got to 2 strikes. Then I shortened up the swing and just looked for anything close. And I struck out a lot because I could never hit a curveball. But I was a big guy, and I was a fastball hitter, going back to what I said earlier.
And they're going to try to check the runner at second base. Nothing working there.
And this Solano team is more than capable of having runs put up this inning. And throughout the rest of the game, this could be a very high-scoring game.
You know, they could really use a big hit here from Gio. Get a little 2-out rally working, get the momentum swinging back in their way. And he chops this one to Bostanik. Fires over to first and get him on the tag. And that is a 3rd out. So 2 runners stranded heading to the top of the 4th. Top of the 4th inning here at Bill and Louise Yarborough Stadium. And Francis Griffin Leadoff hitter coming to the plate. Francis is
Leading
0
off
for
the
2
fourth
on the
for
day
Marin.
with a walk.
Center fielder, Francis Griffin.
Flew out to Pawlowski in his last at-bat in the second inning. Hasn't seen Angel Laura just yet.
We have a defensive substitution.
And that's a strike. Count goes 0-1. Oh. Anthony Morris playing now playing second base.
So that means that David Fernandez's day is done.
That ball's low, 1-0.
Or is he at shortstop? No, he's done.
Yep. Maybe just seeing some of the younger guys on the team. Strike on a low strike call. Count goes at 1-2. Curveball hit. Rubalcaba stops it, backhand, kicks, fires. Oh, and Francis Griffin beats it out for an infield single. Tough play for Rubalcaba. So Marin has a leadoff single and brings up
Now batting
Jared
the
English.
DH, Jared English.
He's had himself a good day at the plate, 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Came around the score in the third inning. It just seemed on that play when Rubalcaba stabbed it on the backhand, his back foot just slipped a little bit, so couldn't get everything on the throw. And that's a strike in there. Count goes 0-1.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard to play as it was, and if you lose your footing, it's all but over. And he still almost made that play.
And this one's fouled back over
Careful.
the bleachers here. Count goes to 0-2. And looking back at the bleachers, pretty good crowd here today.
Last home game of the year, you'd expect that. It's a sophomore night almost. Sophomore day. Sophomore afternoon, if you want to get really technical with us.
Ring him up. Strike 3 called on the outside corner for the first out of the inning.
I just appreciated the umpire's call there.
Yeah. He's really
Little
getting into
chainsaw?
it. Yeah. So now steps up.
Shortstop, Brian Boschancic.
Brings up Brian Boschancic. The shortstop. He has 2 walks on the day. Came around the score. He was hit by the pitch. Very first pitch he saw in his at-bat in the third inning. Lower kicks, fires. That ball's just a tad outside. Count goes to 1-0.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Griffin take off sometime this inning. He does have 9 stolen bags on the year, but he has been caught stealing 4 times.
Checks the swing, holds up. Count goes 2-0.
Seven hits apiece for both of these clubs. 2 more runs, obviously, for Marin.
Just capitalizing on situational hitting. Runner takes off. Costa throws down a second, and they can't get him. He's in there safely. Stolen bag for Francis Griffin.
I told you. I saw the way he was standing on the base pass, and now you don't have a force. You can't get into a double play.
So the count is 3-0. Strike right down the heart of the plate. Count goes to 3-1.
And when going back to the stolen base, when the count's 2-0, you almost entice a pitch out by going early before the first move so that you get a 3-0 count.
And he rips this one to Anthony Morris. He feels it, throws it over to first for the second out of the inning. Runner moves over to third. So that's a productive out
Now
for
batting, right
Brian
fielder,
Boschancic.
Ben Shea.
Brings up Ben Shea. 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Came around the score in the third. So runner on third, 2 outs. Angel Lawyer on the mound. He comes set. He kicks, fires. And that's just a tad inside. Count goes 1-0. Just a bit inside.
And you're seeing the strike zone tighten up just a little bit. Not getting the corners that he was when he first started pitching, Angel Lara.
You know, umpire behind the plate hasn't really been given that inside strike too much today. He's been very consistent. And that's outside for ball 3. Steve Krishman has a very consistent strike zone. Good strike zone.
Yeah, it's a good strike zone. It's just a little tight is all I'm trying to say.
And that ball is high for a 4-pitch walk to Ben Shea. So now he's been on base all 3 times. And it brings up Ryan Burke.
Now batting first baseman, Ryan Burke.
Ed Burke singled in his last at-bat. 1 for 2 on the day.
He grounded out to third, I believe, right? Or no, he flew out to Pavlovsky. That's right. It's a program I'm using. It doesn't tell me what he is for the day.
Try something new here.
Yeah.
Got the tablet. First pitch in there. Strike on the outside corner. Count goes 0-1.
Still working out the kinks. But looking good for next year. We're going to have a lot more to bring you.
Runner going. A little hit and run, and this one's blooped. Tucker Bishop coming. Oh, it's Bobby Contreras comes in and gets the out. And that will end the inning. 2 runners stranded going to the bottom of the 4th.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 4th. Nick Burns stepping in to lead off this inning.
Now batting for Solano, the DH, number 20.
So,
Nick
through all that
Burns.
confusion with the defensive substitutions, Dave Fernandez's day is not done.
Yep. He is in left field now. Bobby Contreras came in at third base, and Anthony Morris replaced Tucker Bishop. He slid over to second base.
Sort of a triple switch.
So Nick Burns 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out to the second baseman, his first at-bat. Big curveball in there for a strike, 1 call.
Nagy close to 50 pitches on the day. But he's been rolling.
And that ball is low. Count goes to 1-1. Yeah, it really. Solano's threatened a little bit, but he's taking away the threat. The only thing that cost him was a big 3-run home run by Trevor Faulkner in the bottom of the 1st inning.
And that was really the only mistake pitch he made.
Oh, and Burns gets a hold of this one. Sends Griffin back. Griffin is under it, and that is out number 1. So now Anthony Morris stepping up to the plate. His first at-bat of the day, as we just said. He came in on that defensive substitution.
Now batting number 8, TJ Morris.
Anthony T.J. Morris.
That ball is low. Count goes 1-0. Fouls this one straight back. Count goes to 1-1.
Have you registered for classes yet, Stosh?
I have not. I haven't had enough time to really sit down, figure out all my classes for next semester. But I know you got a whopping of a load of classes.
I did register early this morning, 10:30 this morning. 9:30 this morning, I'm sorry. And as always, I took COM 75, the sports broadcasting class.
Ooh,
That
close
ball is
call.
just outside for ball 2. COM 75,
So
class that we are in right now. Always fun. I'm going to be taking it for a while. But it's part of my very busy schedule, so.
Morris fouls this one back over the first base dugout. Count goes 2-2. Yeah, COM 75, great class. So any future aspiring broadcasters out there, Join Com 75. We'll teach you how to broadcast, run the camera, run a TriCaster, do all the behind-the-scenes work. It's a lot of fun.
And just of the strides that we've made from last year to this year, imagine how much more we'll be able to bring you here at SCSN come next spring. We'll have live broadcasts. We'll have instant replay. It'll be really nice to set up, hopefully, and we just need the manpower. That's the only thing stopping us.
That ball is low, so Anthony Morris has himself a walk with one out here in the bottom of the fourth.
Now batting, shortstop, number 6, Alvaro Rubalcaba.
So Alvaro Rubalcaba stepping up to the plate. He is 1 for 2 on the day with a walk and a single. Came around the score on the home run in the first, and he got caught stealing in the bottom of the second, trying to wake his way over to third. First pitch in there for a strike called. Count goes 0-1. Ooh. Pick off play over at first, nothing going.
So in addition to baseball, we have been neglecting the women's softball team, but we are going to get you a playoff game here at SCSN.
Tries to get the bunt down. Yes, he did. Count goes 0-2. Yeah, we bring you the first round of the softball playoffs. The girls are ranked number 1 in Northern California, number 3 in the state.
And I don't know how we let that by us.
You know, so caught up with this baseball team. You know, baseball is our.
Well, I mean, yeah, we have to stay loyal to the baseball team. One of the first, or the first sport to really sign on to the sports broadcasting program.
This one shot down the third baseline, foul. Count stays at 0-2.
But like I was saying, first sport to really embrace the sports broadcasting class. So we have to stay loyal to them. They take precedent regardless of their record. But they won something like 20-something, 30-something in a row. So we need to reward them, and we'll be with them throughout the playoffs.
Yes, we will. Ring him up, sit him down. Strike 3 called. And that is the second out of the inning as Rubalcaba watches a fastball on the outside corner.
And something I never wanted to do was have to look at my teammates walking back after striking out looking.
So now Bobby Contreras coming up to the plate. He's had 2 infield singles so far in this game. And that ball is outside. He laid down a beautiful bunt in the first inning. And then in the second inning, he kind of chopped it over to third base, kind of a swinging bunt.
And he legged it out.
Oh, Bobby gets a hold of this one, sending it in the left field, and that one is down. So he has himself another single for 3 for 3 on the day. So stay hot, Bobby, stay hot.
Atta boy, Bobby.
So now runners on first and second. Stepping up is big boy, Trevor Faulkner.
And this is the third time Trevor Faulkner has stepped up to the plate with 2 runners on. He's one for one in those situations, with a 3-run jack and a caught stealing from Alvaro Rubalcaba. But Solano could take the lead on this at bat.
Oh, he swings at the first pitch, pops it up right to the hands of third baseman Andre Holmes. So that will end the threat, heading to the top of the 5th. Top of the 5th, still 5-3 in favor of the Marin Mariners, and Angel Laura on the mound for the Falcons here. Stepping up the plate, lead off the top of the 5th for the Mariners is Michael Heinevetter.
Left fielder, Michael Heinvetter.
Heinevetter is 1 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, deep fly ball to center field.
First pitch Strike on the outside corner. So the wind's still.
It's starting to die down a little bit. We're not feeling it very much out down here. But it's like you always say, 30, 40 feet up,
Yeah.
still going strong. Stas, you don't like the wind, do you?
I cannot stand the wind, my friend. That is the number one thing I most hate on this earth. Just blows your papers everywhere. You get out of the car, swings your car door open, and
I have hit cars because of the wind.
yeah, you know, and I have allergies, so it doesn't help me at all. And Angelaro kicks, fires. Good curveball. Chop to Angel. Angel picks up, throws it over to first, and just gets him in there for the first out of the inning. And that's what you call PFP, pitcher's fielding practice, Mike.
There's at least one instance of it in every game, and thankfully Trevor Faulkner had enough to just reach up, and he didn't have to come off the bag to catch it. And I think if he had to jump for that ball, it would have been safe.
Mm-hmm. So Andre Holmes at the plate. 0 for 2 on the day. And that ball is outside. And that pitch is low for ball 2. 0-2 now the count. Oh, and he ropes this one into left center field, and it's going to get down. Could be extra bases. Holmes on his. Oh, he's going to hold up at first.
And that was a great play by Gio Torres yet again.
Gio's just snagging everything.
Hey, he snagged that barehanded in the outfield.
Now batting, catcher, Tommy Barrettsoff.
And it was the reason why he's only at first base.
So Tommy Barrettsoff coming now up to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day with the strikeout looking. So Solano could really use a ground ball here, get out of the inning. Big swing and a miss, strike one. And you know, Mike, there's a lot going on in professional sports right now. We have the NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, baseball's in full
April's
swing.
my favorite month for
Yeah,
sports.
I agree. See some of the best hockey and basketball of the year,
And it, for our teams, the teams that we enjoy, the Sharks and the Warriors, are playing some of their best ball or puck.
well, you
of the
can't say
season.
best ball because the Warriors did get blown out by 40
But
points.
they did their job. They went down to L.A. and they got one.
Yeah,
That's all you're
true.
asked to do.
High for ball 2.
And the thing about losing by 40, it's still one loss.
Yeah, true. One game.
I'd rather lose one game by 40 than 2 games by 20.
True. Clark kicks, fires. In there for a strike. Count goes 2-2.
But the Sharks
How about them Sharks?
playing, nobody has seen them play this physical, this fast, this deep.
And actually score.
Yeah. Nobody has seen them all year, and it took the Kings by surprise, really.
Big curveball, just a hair inside. Count goes full to Tommy Bertzoff.
Andre Holmes not the fastest guy on the team, so he probably doesn't have a light to take a base here with only one out.
Swing and a miss, and Costa couldn't hang on to it. So, set him up again.
It was a foul tip.
Yeah. If he would have squeezed it, he would have been out.
Yeah.
Angelaro comes set. He kicks, fires. Fouled. Right back. Almost hit you in the face, Mike.
Almost, but I figure you would have had it.
Oh, yeah. I'll protect you. Yeah, you know, I think for the Sharks, you got to credit one guy to keep them going and refresh them is Mr. Thomas Hurdle.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Hurdle. Is that guy fun to watch or what?
Yeah, he's one of my favorites on the team.
And this one is popped up, heading to left field. David Fernandez on his horse, and it's just foul.
Oh, and Solano gets away with one there. They catch a break because that was not foul by much.
David Fernandez, way to get over there. You know, he's not an outfielder. I guess he could play all the positions, you know?
He's listed as a utility player. He literally can play any position you put him in. We've seen him in center a couple times. So, not known for the outfield, but can definitely play it.
He's got the wheels. He's got a good arm. Why not try him out there, you know? Payoff pitch. Big curveball.
Strike.
No?
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
Okay.
the ball. Wow. So that was a little confusing there. I thought it would be a strike, but
I thought it was in the zone, but that's why I'm not umpiring the game.
and you know what? If that was a strike,
Schmidt.
Andre Holmes would have been called out for batter's interference as he walked right in the front. Didn't get Acosta a chance to even try to throw down there. So Marin catches a break. So 1 out, runners on first and second. Brings up Sam Schmidt, second baseman.
But Barrett's-Hoff battling. 9 pitches in that at bat. And draws the walk.
And that's a ball on the outside. Back pick, in there safely, no throw. Runner's going, swing, hit and run. Oh, and they hosed him. What a cannon by Ian Acosta to get the second out of the inning.
I forgot that Acosta had a cannon on him.
Especially down the third base there. It was a designed hit and run, and Sam Schmidt couldn't protect his hitters by even making contact with the pitch. Protecting his runners, I'm sorry. Curveball in there for a strike. Count goes to 1-2. Angeloro 1 pitch away, getting out of this inning. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Andre Holmes didn't even have to slide. He just had to stop. It wasn't even close.
He was like, you know what, you got me.
Curveball. And Bobby Contreras comes up, throws over to first, and that will end the inning. 1 runner stranded, going to the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th, Solano still trailing by 2, and Stephen Nagy coming out for his 5th inning of work. And leading off for the Solano Falcons is Jacob Pawlowski. Had a single in his last at-bat, just shot a little flare down the right field line.
Now batting for Solano, right fielder, number 18, Jacob Pawlowski.
Nagy with 63 pitches through 4 innings of work.
Curveball in there for a strike. Count goes 0-1, so good job by Pawlowski and laying off that pitch. More of a fastball hitter.
Kind of crowds the plate a little bit, too. Tries to make that strike zone small.
And he smokes this one to Andre Holmes. Andre bobbles it, and that is going to be an E5. So Solano gets their leadoff man on, and now David Fernandez coming up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today, with 2 flyouts to the center fielder.
Now batting second
Looking
baseman,
for his first
number
hit.
2, David Fernandez.
Yeah, he's hit 2 shots to center field, but none of them have gotten down. Taking on the deep part of the yard in center field, 400 out there.
Swings at the first pitch and shoots this one out in the right field, and he has himself a single. So way to react. First pitch, see a fastball, see it and hit it.
There you go.
And now coming up, Ian Acosta, 2 for 2 on the day with a double and a single.
Now batting, catcher, number 22, Ian Acosta.
So as I said before, Acosta always comes up with the big hits that Solano's been looking for. So let's see if he can stay hot here. And
Yeah, not enough recognition by either of us for Ian Acosta and what he brings to the table and what he's done all season.
So he's squaring around the bunt. The first baseman's halfway down the line there. He pulls back, and the ball trickles, and nothing working there. Count goes 1-0. Coach Patrick Johnson down on third base. Bubba's, we all know him by. And a little upset, laughing at Pavlovsky, asking him why he didn't go.
I think Pavlovsky could have been hosed.
Yes. Tries to get the bunt down and fouls this one back. And now the wind's really starting to kick up.
Yep. I mean, this is what Cordelia is known for,
Mm-hmm.
the wind. And when I looked online, it said gusts of up 20 miles an hour. But pretty
Yeah.
steady at around 14.
We got our pop-up canopy here. Looks like it's about to float away.
Mary Poppins.
Can we go for a ride? And he gets the bunt down. And he gets the job done, so he's going to get a bunch of high fives when he goes into the dugout because the runners have advanced to second and third with 1 out.
Now batting, center fielder, number 12, Giovanni Torres.
Gio Torres now stepping up to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day with a fly out and a ground out. Looking for his first hit, and what a time it could be to get his first hit, to get these 2 runs in, down by 2, trying to tie up this ball game with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, and give Angel Lara a chance to win this game. He has pitched beautifully.
Oh, good curveball from Stephen Nagy.
But speaking of which, Stephen Nagy has pitched wonderfully as well. Only 1 or 2 real mistake pitches. Otherwise, it's been pretty much paint.
And you see why his ERA is so low. And that ball is outside. Gio Torres staring down Nagy here, trying to get in his head. Comes set. He kicks and fires. Torres swings over the top of that one. The count goes to 1-2.
And like I said earlier, Stephen Nagy likes to slow it down and not overwork himself. Don't get too tired out. And he'll look into a batter and have a staring contest with him. But Gio Torres likes to keep the bat up there and just wait. He doesn't mind.
Foul tip. Stays alive. Count stays at 1-2. Nagy closing in on the 75 pitch mark here.
Yeah, which is right about where he needs to be. It's only the 5th inning, so 15 pitches an inning. Pretty good.
And that pitch is low for ball 2.
2-2 the count. Runners on second and third. You can tell I've been around Pop a lot because I accentuate articles in the sentence.
Good curveball. Battles that one off, and he stays alive. Stays at 2-2.
Especially the word "and."
Mm-hmm.
2007. I love the way he talks. Pop's going to hear this later and laugh.
Nagy comes set. Kicks, fires. Payoff pitch and blooped into right field. Is it deep enough to get Pawlowski home? He's trying to come home. Strong throw from Shea up the line. He did not get the
Oh, he did. Just barely.
Wow. So Marin catches a break, and we're heading to the top of the sixth. So top of the sixth inning here, and now Mike McLeod's going to go do a little PA. I'm joined with the PA announcer, Mark Smith. Mark, welcome to the booth.
Thanks for having me.
Hey. So leading off for Marin is Francis Griffin. So how do you think of the game's going so far?
It's not going the way I expected. I thought, actually, I should rephrase that. It is going the way I expected. I expected us to lose, but then we had that home run from Trevor Faulkner, which I literally called 2 seconds before he did it. I was in there with our equipment manager. I said, all right, this is the game that Faulkner's hitting a bomb, and the very next pitch, he launched one off the clubhouse.
Yeah, you got the wind blowing out to left field, in his favor, and just gave it a ride.
And then Mihalic, he didn't get off to the start that I wanted. He got a little rough start, but he got out of his jam, but then he got back to his ways. And then Angel's been money since he came in.
Really shutting down this potent lineup of this Marin team. So you've seen all the home games from Solano this year and years past also, and that ball was foul, just barely.
Ooh, that was pretty close. I thought it was.
So, from years past, how do you compare this team to years past?
Awful. One word. I mean, I'm not happy with it. None of the coaches, Stover's sure not happy with it. My favorite team that I've seen still goes back to 2008. We had an amazing team that year. We had great pitching. We had amazing power. That's when Tommy Pavesi, he was our coach last year, hit 17 home runs.
Wow.
It was
17 home
runs in one season.
That is ridiculous, especially coming from junior college. And do you see a lot of potential in this team going on to next? You think they can win the Bay Valley Conference next year?
I'm loving what I'm seeing from Alvaro. Like that dude's got him. He's the definition of a Gold Glove. If we gave out Gold Gloves, Alvaro gets one this year. He's got a cannon over there. He picks anything he finds. What other freshmen do we got?
I mean, you got Bobby Contreras, Jacob Pawlowski.
I'm liking Bobby. I like Bobby's bat. Jacob, he's got a great arm. He's got a good bat. He needs to work on his base running.
I know
he's getting thrown out too many times. And there's a pop fly out to Pawlowski. He's going to show off his defensive skills.
And that is out number one. That was a flat out to Pawlowski. And coming to the plate now, Jared English, who's having himself a pretty good day, 2 for 3.
Jared English.
He had a strikeout in his last at-bat, looking on a good fastball from Angel Laura. So Laura has his number so far. Nick Perez is also a freshman coming back next year.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about him?
He's got some good pop. I didn't know what the pop was like for these players until Lacey wasn't able to be in the booth with me, so I had Nathan Genest in there with me, so I got a little insight on the players, and I asked him who had the most pop, and he said Perez by far. He puts out 2 to 3 bombs per batting practice per game, and he finally lifted one out a few games ago.
Yeah, the one game for our pool that I don't pick Nick Perez. I've been picking him all year, and I was talking before the game, like, why couldn't you do that when I pick you?
That's right. I had him a couple times. I wish we got in this on this game. I wanted to. Actually, honestly, I don't know if I would have picked Faulkner. I got this strange feeling right after his first pitch that he was going to hit one out this game.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I probably wouldn't have picked Faulkner before the game. I didn't get that feeling until after he got up. Yeah, but I do like Perez's pop. He's got a good swing.
So in the recruiting for next season, what is kind of the strategy that Stover should go after? Like, what type of players do they need for next year? Pitching.
We need some good arms. We need some pitching. Our batting's not bad. It's Stover. I agree with Stover. He said we got a lot of great young talent. It's just they're amazing individually. There's a liner out to right center. It's going to get in the gap.
English going to be on around a second.
He's thinking third. He's headed for third. He's heads down third, and the cutoff is overthrown and throwing to third easily in there with a triple.
So English with a triple there, and if maybe they hit the cutoff, man, maybe possibly could have got him there. That's just a little something you could fine tune in the off season. And it brings up Brian. How do you say this guy's last name? I'm kind of butchering it. Bosjancic. There we go.
That's one thing that's the one thing that gets on Stover's nerves big time is missing your cutoff. And it's not so bad. It sure pisses him off right there still, but it's not as bad since there was no runners behind him.
He probably could have went in there with a triple. Possibly could have got him and hit the cutoff, but he has good wheels over there.
We maybe got him a little scared. If he hit the cutoff, he might have thrown on the brakes to the stop sign over at third.
Oh, and this one's ripped, and
Nice
wow!
play by T.J. Morris, diving to his right.
No.
I need to see that sound effect.
What a great snag by T.J. Morris over there at second base, replacing David Fernandez. David Fernandez now at left field. But, man, that shows, you know, Anthony Morris, T.J. Morris, also a freshman coming back next season, and David Fernandez now leaving. You know, he had a great Solano career.
Oh, he did.
Last year, huge for the team.
One of those guys that's going to suck to see leave. You always got to see our good guys got to go sometime.
Yeah, last year Solano had a really good run. This year's kind of the rebuilding year. They lost a lot of sophomores, so it's like you said, it's a very young team.
Since we're doing so bad, Stover's having a hard time recruiting because nobody's calling him back. Nobody wants to play for us.
Ooh, and swing and a miss, strike one.
But like I was saying before, it's like I agree with Stover. We got a lot of amazing talent. They're all amazing individual players, but we're just having a hard time getting them to play as a team. That's where they're falling apart a little bit.
Yeah, like early in the season, you saw a lot of pushing and shoving, people yelling at each other. But now, I go saying earlier, you give these guys another month of baseball, a good season play, I think they could actually do something. They're finally starting to come together in this later part of the season.
Yeah, a little bit. Their bats are starting to come alive, and
Well,
yeah.
The way they're approaching their at-bats is totally different. I know they were just kind of free swinging the early part of the year, really frustrated because they couldn't get it going. But they had that tough preseason schedule that really didn't give them that confidence booster.
Stover usually likes to give them a pretty hard schedule for preseason, get them ready. But that was with this team, I guess it wasn't that good. I mean, that was a pretty hard schedule for them. It always is.
Yeah, just one more year with these guys. You know, this core group of freshmen sticking together. Maybe the pitching comes around. Angel Laura's also coming back next year. This guy's been lights out pretty much. Just got to fine-tune the pitches a little bit.
I was expecting to see Laura as a starter this year. Then I saw him out of the pen for the first time.
Swing and a miss, strike three, and that will end the inning. So they strand one, heading to the bottom of the sixth. So bottom of the sixth here, due up first, DH Nick Burns. And Nick Burns 0 for 2 today.
Nick Burns.
And you hear Mike McLeod over there on the PA getting into it.
He's getting excited. He likes it.
Have me laughing over here. And all the girls in the booth also. They're hooting and hollering for him, so he must be doing something right. First pitch, ball, low. So you got to see Bubba Johnson play here at Solano along with Ethan Givens. Tell me a little bit about that team.
Bubba's skills at shortstop, very close to a little bit better than Alvaro. It's like another Alvaro. He's a little bit taller. And Gibby, you said Gibbons, right?
Yep, Ethan Gibbons.
Oh man, he was money out. Every time he pitched, having a hard time. Remember, it's been a while. When has he been here? Like 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago.
And my memory's not that great. I just know he was one of our best pitchers, and then he got injured. Again, my memory's bad. I can't remember how he got injured. He was out for a while.
And there's a strike there. Count goes 3-1. You know, maybe for Alvaro Rubicaga, learning under like a shortstop like Patrick Johnson, that must really benefit him.
Oh, definitely. Bubba's got a lot of knowledge to pass on. Especially he knows shortstop more than anyone else on this roster, and to pass it on to someone like Alvaro, who's already doing great, it only doubles his skills.
So now that was a 6-3 out for the first out, and
Player of the Year candidate T.J. Morris.
so according to Player of the Year candidate, where did that come from?
You got me. Was this like his 10th at bat?
No, you know, he had a great snag over there at second base to hold that run in over third base. Huge play because it could be a three-run ball game. Now it's only 2-run. And so Nagy.
That was an amazing play.
Oh, good tight curveball from Nagy for strike one. Now Nagy, you know, he gave it a 3-run bomb in the first inning. He's really been dialed in since then. And
oh yeah, these guys are pretty good.
and that ball's outside. Count goes 1-1. So who on this team are you going to look forward to watching next year really progress and really step up to win the Bay Valley Conference next year for this team?
Well, let's see. Definitely most of the people in the starting lineup. We got Bobby Alvaro, And Fernandez is gone. Bobby Alvaro is going to step it up. They're going to
Now batting.
try to lead this team.
Gold Glove candidate Alvaro Rubalcaba.
Gold Glove candidate Val Rubicaba, as you touched on earlier, coming now up to the plate. He is 1 for 3 on the day. He has a run, base hit, and a strikeout looking.
Expect to see a lot more of T.J. Morris out there next year. Like this glove just we saw earlier, he can bring that to the table next year.
Well, yeah, you know, losing David Fernandez, a great shortstop, second baseman. You know, you're going to have somebody fill his shoes, and we'll have Rubicaba at shortstop and T.J. Morris over at second base.
So long as Trevor can see the ball like he's seen today, at least that first pitch, that first at bat, hopefully seeing some more home runs from him. He'll probably get a lot more starts at first, maybe. I'm not sure about Facenda.
I think Trevor's going to be gone next year. He's a sophomore.
Oh,
yeah.
he is?
He started his baseball career at Sacramento City College.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And there's a strike there. Count goes 0-2 quickly to Alvaro Rubicaba.
More of a Acosta. He's got a good arm behind the plate.
You saw him hose the guy over at third base.
He nailed him.
Oh, and Rubicaba gives us one a ride and out to right field, and it's snagged by Ben Shea for the second out of the inning. He thought he had himself a base hit. A little upset about that. But
Now batting, Bobby Contreras.
And now another guy you're high on, Bobby Contreras, and he's 3 for 3 with 3 singles today. 2 of them were infield singles with great bunt and a little chopper. Just has some good wheels.
Didn't he start this game in left field today?
Yes, he did. Now he's over at third base.
Now at third base. Who came out for that?
Tucker Bishop came out because they moved David Fernandez into left field. Oh, and Contreras gives it a ride in the right field, and Shea's under it for out number 3. Well, we're going to be heading to the top of the 7th. Mark, thanks for joining us, and look forward to talking to you after the game.
All right, thanks for having me.
The 7th here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium, and coming up first is Ryan Burke. Ryan Burke is 1 for 3 on the day with a single and a scored run.
Ryan Burke.
You know, Mark Smith joining us in the booth. Mike, you did a pretty good job on the PA.
I wanted to ad-lib a little bit. I was afraid I was going to get in trouble, but decided to have a little fun.
Yeah, you know, I thought you said player of the year. Oh, and this one's ripped out into right field on the very first pitch. Pavlovsky going back, can't get to it. One hop in the wall, and Burke is on his horse, and he is going to round second, hold up there with a stand-up double. So a quick double to lead off the inning. Already threatening and brings up
Now batting,
Michael
left
Hennevetter.
fielder, Michael Heinvetter.
Heinvetter. Correct pronunciation there.
But yeah, I didn't say player of the year. I said player of the year because I saw him lay out for that catch. Oh, it was pretty.
I even got the little na-na-na.
I heard you, so I wanted to say I wanted to reward him in the PA. PA.
So Angelar. 62 pitches so far, coming in the top of the 3rd to work out of a jam. The first pitch in there for a strike. Count goes 0-1. And veteran 1 for 3 on the day with a single, RBI single. Steps off the mound.
Must have been fun talking to Mark, though.
Yeah, it was very interesting. You know, got his insights on this young team and what to expect for next year. Talked about some teams past and tries to lay down a bunt, and he lays down a doozy, and Bobby Contreras just trips up over it, and he is safe. You know, I'm also giving him a base hit single, infield single there. That's a tough play for Bobby Contreras.
Yeah.
That was an excellent bunt.
I mean, he's got his glove on it, but he probably would have been safe regardless.
Very tough play, and now it brings up Andre Holmes. 1 for 3 on the day. He was caught stealing in the top of the 5th inning, trying to get over to third base, and Ian Acosta just hosed him out. Didn't even have to slide. First pitch, and this one's popped straight up in the infield, blocking the sun. Rubicaba's under it, and that is out number 1. So these Marin hitters are getting a little more aggressive, swinging at the first couple pitches. They see a strike, they're hitting a strike.
Yeah, definitely. And eventually, that's what you need to do, and it's worked out for them so far. They're up by 2. They have runners on the corners. And if you swing at strikes and you make contact, usually it tends to work out well for you.
And that's fouled off. Count goes 0-1. So double play ends this inning. That's something Solano really likes, since Angel Lord's thrown a lot of pitches. Hopefully get him into the 8th inning to keep his pitch count down here.
Yeah, they're starting to get loose in the bullpen.
Suicide squeeze coming down is foul. A little more of a safety squeeze, I would say, actually.
Did he take off before it hit the bat?
No, he did not.
Then it's a safety squeeze.
Well, he did, but he didn't, if that makes any sense. He wasn't coming hard enough to be a suicide squeeze. He let the pitch come in. He saw it was going to be a strike and be able to bunt.
Okay. Well, there you go. Explanations.
It was Ryan Burke. Not the best speed over down there on third. That ball's low. Count goes 1-2. Runner going. He swings and he's popped up. Pavlovsky going back. And it's going to be a close play at the plate. Pavlovsky with a good arm, and he just throws a little offline. Can he get over? No, he cannot. So the run comes in to score.
It was a good throw by Pavlovsky. If it had gone to a cutoff man, it definitely wouldn't have made it. So
good strong throw, just a little more accurate. Probably could have had him.
Now batting.
And
So
that's what you get when you don't have Darian Evans in there right field like he normally is, and not a knock on Pavlovsky by any means, but he just doesn't play a lot of outfield.
So 2 outs. And this one shot out right out Pavlovsky. And he's under it, and that will end the inning. 1 run comes across. They strand one, heading to the bottom of the 7th. So we're done stretching here at Benton Louise Yarborough Stadium, and coming up first here in the bottom of the 7th inning is the guy with the 3-run home run, Mr. Trevor Faulkner.
First baseman, number 44, Trevor Faulkner.
So Marin got a run in the top of the 7th, push this lead to 6-3. Solano has some work to do with only 3 innings to play.
3 innings left, 9 outs to try to score 3 runs or more.
Good curveball, strike 1. You know, Stephen Nagy having himself a day at 88 pitches so far, working in the 7th inning. No action in the bullpen whatsoever.
He already has 1 complete game on the year, so I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, Marin's probably getting ready for the playoffs, and I don't know if you want to take your starter all 9 innings right before the playoffs start, but.
And that one's fouled back. Count goes 1-2.
Stephen Nagy's one of the guys to do it. He doesn't have a lot going on with his windup. It's very compact. It doesn't use a lot of energy just to get the pitch to the plate. So he's built to go a long time.
That ball's outside. Count goes 2-2. And this one's, good snag by Nagy. Hot shot. Flips it over to first for out number 1. Jacob Pavlowski, the Bear Jew, as he likes to be called, coming up to the plate.
Fielder, number 18, Jacob Pavlovsky.
He reached on an error in his last at-bat, so he is 1 for 2 on the day, with a single back in the 3rd. First pitch over to hard plate for strike 1.
Pavlovsky having a pretty good day today. Hasn't made any mistakes. He's gotten a couple hits, a couple quality at-bats.
Ropes this one just foul.
Look out.
That's a headhunter pitch right there, you know?
There's a reason why there's 2 guys protecting the bullpen for Solano in case he gets past the first guy.
And he swings at a dirty ball. Count stays at 0-2.
Coach for Solano doing his best Evan Longoria impression. Barehanding a hit ball.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that is out number 2, and coming up to the plate, David Fernandez. Fernandez 1 for 3 on the day. He got himself his first hit of the day in this last at bat.
Second baseman, number 2, David Fernandez.
So Solano really looking for a spark here.
They need to get something going. They can't just keep rolling over pitches if they want to have any chance of coming back in this one.
And that ball is low.
One of the things that you say you love about baseball is the fact that you have to give a team a chance to come back, even if it's the bottom of the 9th in a 10-run game. And so you cannot afford to roll over here in the 7th.
Still a lot of ball game to play, and that pitch is low again. Count goes 2-0. Now I forgot which coach said it. It went around the lines of you can't just sit on a ball and wind out the clock and hold it. You got to give the other team a fair chance and let them. You got to beat them. I just totally butchered that, but that pitch.
Well, we get the point. You get the gist of it. Paraphrasing, but
yeah, you know, football. You're up by like 14 points. You know, pretty much a game's over. You're not going to get.
You can kneel in football and waste the clock.
Basketball, you can just sit on the clock too. And that's rope down the third baseline. Andre Holmes comes up, throws over to first, and Ryan Burke applies a tag, and that will end the 7th inning. We're heading to the top. Top of the 8th inning here. We have a new pitcher for your Solano Falcons, Drew Lamont. Angel Laura had himself a day. 5 innings, 68 pitches, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run. So his day is done. Had a great outing.
And that still helps his ERA. It was only at 2.25, and he only gives up 1 run in 3 innings. And
5 innings.
5 innings, I'm sorry.
And this one's lofted. Pavlowski's under it, coming in. And that is out number 1.
Drew Lamont, since the season has started in conference play, has pitched in 6 games. He's 2-1 on the year, 27 innings, 37 hits, 12 runs, 11 of them earned, 5 walks against 11 strikeouts, 3.67 ERA.
So Jared English coming up to the plate. He tripled in his last at-bat. Got stranded over on third. And that ball's low. So the crowd here still hanging around. Hopefully the Solano Falcons can pull off a victory here in their last home game of the season.
It'd be nice to get one. We're always pulling for Solano, even though we try to be objective. We want to see them win, just because we're also members of the school. So in a sense, we are part of the team as well.
Rip foul. He got all of that one.
Solano was 6-11 this year at home.
Not what we're used to seeing. They usually win most of their home games. They are a home team, but just a tough year. You know, like I was touching on earlier when Mark was on. You know, they had a tough preseason schedule with a young team, and things weren't going. This one's a swinging bunt. Contreras coming in bare hand, can't scoop it.
That was one of the weirdest hit. That must have hit the end of the bat.
That was just awkward.
Because that was just spinning in its place.
Now batting, shortstop, Brian Boschancic.
So Boschancic.
So was I wrong when I pronounced that guy's name?
No, you were completely correct.
Oh, I was correct?
Yes.
All right. Because I heard you say, oh, how do you say that guy's name anyway?
So Boschancic coming up here. He's 0 for 2 on the day with 2 walks and a scored run. Hit by the pitch in the 3rd inning. So Drew Lamont looks in. Comes set. kicks, fires. Swings at the first pitch, hot shot in the 5.5 hole, and he has himself a base hit. So back-to-back singles for the Marin Mariners. They have something working here in the top of the 8th.
Right fielder, Ben Shea.
And seeing how many runs Solano can put up in an inning when they put a 5 spot on the board on Tuesday, Marin would like to get a couple more insurance runs. Stephen Nagy has been dealing only 100 pitches through 7 innings, but eventually they're going to go to somebody else, and they want to put as many runs on the board before that happens.
They ask you, how many runs do you need?
More.
And that's a strike right down the heart of the plate. Count goes 0-1. Marin threatening here in the top of the 8th. Ooh, couldn't get the change up down. Count goes 1-1.
I always think it's kind of funny how pitchers have to accentuate everything. I'm looking at Drew Lamont on the mound, and he comes set, and he has to like bring himself to a set position and make it look noticeable to the umpire, just to not run the risk. And he kind of shakes his glove.
And this one, Bobby Contreras steps on third, throws it over to first. Double play. And Solano gets out of a jam, heading to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, Solano still down by 3, and leading off for the Falcons is number 22, the catcher, Ian Acosta.
Batting for Solano. Catcher, number 22, Ian Acosta.
Acosta is 2 for 2 today with a single, a double, and he had a sacrifice bunt. So
There you go.
Doesn't count as an official at-bat.
Have yourself a day, Ian Acosta.
Definitely helped the average out here. Oh, and he swings at the first pitch, lofted into left field. Hennevic, woohoo! Any
Careful.
better, had to jump up and get it. Didn't get all the way back. That is out number 1.
Early in the game, that would have gone over his head, but the winds kind of died down a little bit.
And we are having a pinch hitter for Gio Torres as Scott Stover comes out.
Looks like Iggy. Is it Iggy?
Now batting, number 29.
Iggy Ignatius Lawrence. Plus, I remember the walk-up song.
Yep. So Iggy Lawrence coming in to pinch it here. Scott Stover trying to find a spark.
And another freshman that's going to get some playing time. He's only hitting .233 on the year.
Curveball outside.
And
And goes 1-0.
Iggy was one of those players that I thought was going to have a better year than he did, or a better year than the stat sheet suggests he had. Thought he was going to be a major player this year, but he will be next year.
And that fastball catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1.
And that pitch was number 103 for Stephen Nagy, and still no action in the bullpen.
I'm pretty sure if he gets in no trouble, he's going to go complete game, Mike. Oh, big swing and a miss, strike 2.
He also helps himself out. He's a outfielder as well. He's heading 246 on the year, so 246 and a 183.
And that pitch is outside. Count goes 2-2.
You think the coach from Marin might be letting Nagy get a couple more innings in just to lower his ERA a little bit?
Quite possibly, Mike. And this one's ripped. The third, Andre Holmes comes up with it, throws it over to first for out number 2. And we're having another pinch hitter. Looks like Evan Vicenda.
Now batting, number 27, Evan Facenda.
And would you be surprised if I told you that Evan Facenda was a freshman?
Would not be surprised there, Mike. First pitch swings. Fouls
Ooh,
back.
careful.
It looks like it caught Tommy Bertzoff. Right on the inner part of the thigh, you know that one stings.
He's probably just thanking his lucky stars that it only hit him on the thigh.
Yeah, a couple centimeters the other way. He can be in a lot of pain.
Are we still metric?
What an outing from Stephen Nagy, though.
107 pitches,
And the
7 2/3.
I mean, he's been battling. I mean, Solano had left a runner on base in every inning up until the last inning.
Yeah. So it hasn't been the greatest day for him. It hasn't been the most dominant day. He gave up a 3-run shot, but other than that, he's been dealing.
Yeah, you know, his team really bailed him out by putting up, 5 more runs on the board. Solano has yet to answer. Ooh, curveball low for ball 1.
And a lot of Nagy's success has been getting the Solano hitter to chase out of the zone at his curveball. His curveball has just been nasty.
You see that pitch tail off there. Count goes 1-2.
It almost looks like a two-seam. Kind of coming back away from righties into lefties.
And that ball's low. In the dirt. And that pitch is outside, so Iggy works the count full. Oh, I'm sorry. Evan worked the count full. Thank you for correcting me, Mike.
No problem. I didn't want to say anything.
Oh, and he fouls this one down the right field line, and Shea's on the way over there, but it bounces in the bullpen where nobody's sitting.
Good thing nobody's there.
Yeah.
Because that would have hit the catcher in the back of the head. Alex Ritchie going out to the bullpen to collect that one. You don't want it rolling off into the right field line. And you have to figure out which one is the actual ball in play. And
Strike 3 called. Evan Facenda down on strikes, and that will end the 8th inning. We're heading to the 9th. 9th inning here at Bill and Louise Yarborough Stadium, and leading off for the Marin Mariners is Ryan Burke, the first baseman.
Ryan Burke.
Ryan Burke's having a pretty good day, 2 for 4 today with a single and double and 2 runs scored. And there's finally some action down in Marin's bullpen.
yeah, I cannot see the number on it, but if I ever do, I'll let you know, or we'll see him on the mound.
First pitch popped up, Costa going back, and it is out of play. Right into the Marin dugout.
Careful.
Swing and fouled, poked down the right field line. Strike 2.
Ryan Berg having a little trouble catching up to the pitches from Drew Lamont. Fouling both of them down the right side.
Ooh, just a bit outside.
Good waist pitch. Went right to the glove.
Curveball, fouled back.
Now that ball was inside and still went out to right field.
Still behind it.
So it doesn't matter the speed, he's still behind it. So he's picking up well and can't get the bat down.
And that ball's low and away. Fastball right down the middle of the plate. David Fernandez, who's playing in center field, going over, and Iggy Lawrence is under it for out number 1. So a little defensive switch. Iggy Lawrence now on left. David Fernandez scoots over to center field.
So Gio Torres' day is done.
Now batting, left fielder, Michael Heinvetter.
Michael Heinvetter now up at the plate. 2 for 4 on the day. Couple singles. Strike called on the outside corner. Count goes
And
on.
Heinvetter took his arm off of that one. He took his hand off of that. So he was not going to swing at that regardless. Taking all the way.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Way out in front on that pitch. And that pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Ball in the dirt again. Count goes 2-2.
But if you're going to miss low. You're not going to get burned off of pitches in the dirt.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that's the second out of the inning. It brings up Andre Holmes. 1 for 3 on the day. He had a sacrifice fly back in the third inning.
Third baseman, Andre Holmes.
I guess if you're Marin, you don't really need to have any pinch hitters because everybody that's in here has had a great day at the plate and has had production all season.
Ooh, high curveball, call for ball 1.
That must have been high because that one came right across the plate.
A little bit above the letters. Swings, pops this one up. Could be playable. Faulkner under it. And that will end the inning, end the top of the ninth, heading to the bottom. So last chance here for the Falcons in the bottom of the ninth, down to the last 3 outs, and Stephen Nagy's day is finally done. 8 strong innings, 113 pitches, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 9 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, and all 3 of those runs came off of one swing of the bat from Trevor Faulkner in the top of the first inning, bottom of the first inning.
Second baseman.
And on the mound now
TJ
is
Morris.
Steve Baker, a freshman utility player. He's pitched in 12 games this season. He's 4-1, 23 2/3 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts against 8 walks, and only a 1.90 ERA.
So this guy has some good stuff, and TJ Morris gets the first look for the Solano Falcons team. Let's see if he can get on here and try to spark a rally. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Baker comes set. He kicks and fires. Another big swing and a miss from TJ Morris. Just can't catch up to that fastball.
Steve Baker a little quirky on the mound. Points his toe the entire time he's stepping. It's just kind of weird to look at least for me. I'm sure if you're a baseball player, you get used to that sort of thing, but
Held up on his swing. You can hear the umpire, Steve Christmas.
we need
saying, "No, he
to
didn't."
mic up umpires.
Yeah. I think
That's what
that-
I want to do. Oh, that's strike 3. I'd have so much more fun. Maybe when we get a replay system, we'll have a camera dedicated to the umpire,
And this one's fouled off down the right field line.
or
Count stays at 2-2.
have a camera dedicated to whoever is mic'd up. so we can just splice together a couple of things throughout the day. Much like they do on TNT and ESPN.
NFL Network, MLB Network.
Yes, Stosh, you are correct.
Hey, TJ Morris stays alive. Good battle here at the plate. And Baker just keeps coming at him with that fastball and just hasn't been able to catch up to it. And they check and ask down to the field umpire, so he works the count full. So good at bat from TJ Morris, and you hear a little life coming from the Solano dugout.
When you start out 0-2 and you lay off 3 great pitches to run the count full, you deserve a little bit of praise from your team.
And he battles it off, fouls it off again. He's staying alive.
8 pitches now in this at-bat.
You know, it reminds me of that great Bee Gees song, Staying Alive. For all you disco
I
fans.
didn't want to say it. I heard it. I knew it. I didn't want to say it.
And he draws the walk from a great at-bat from TJ Morris, so the Falcons are alive here in the bottom of the ninth.
Now batting, shortstop, number 6, Alvaro Rubalcaba.
So Alvaro Rubalcaba stepping up to the plate. He is 1 for 3 with a walk, a scored run, and a strikeout on the day today. And he ropes this one into right field, and that's going to be down for a hit. So they have runners now on first and second, nobody out. And we are going to have a pinch hitter here for Bobby Contreras. And it looks like your buddy,
Eric Olson. I sit next to him every day in English. Well, not every day, but every time I have English, I sit right next
Now
to him.
batting, number 31, Eric Olson.
And I think he's still mad that we didn't get a chance to interview him before the season started.
You still mad about that?
A little bit. Kind of gives me the evil eye every once in a while. Hey, come through here, Eric, with a 3-run blast, and we'll interview you after the game. How about that?
So Baker finds himself in a little bit of a jam here with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th inning. First pitch, low and outside for ball 1. So good eye by Eric Olson to lay off that pitch.
And now finally a little bit of life from the Solano dugout.
Everybody's up on the fence cheering on their team. Oh, big swing, just gets a piece of it. Count goes to 1-1. Tommy Berksoff is taking a beating back behind the plate today.
Yeah, and there's been a couple of balls in the dirt and a couple of hard ones have come off his thighs. And
Hey, nothing an ice bath can't fix.
no, true. But I'll feel it in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Oh, strike on the lower part of the strike zone. Count goes to 1-2.
That was just a good pitch.
Yeah,
You're not going to do anything with that unless you golf it out.
and that's not the type of pitch Eric Olson was looking for. Now he has to come out with a 2-strike approach. Oh, and he chops this one to the shortstop. Bastianic comes up with it, and one hops it, and what a great play by Ryan Burke to dig it out, get the first out of the inning, but a productive out for Eric Olson as he gets the runners over.
You're just trying to get runs any way you can. It's only the first out. Now you have Trevor Faulkner with runners on for the 4th time today.
So let's see if Trevor can come up with a big one-out hit here for the Falcons.
and they are shading him to left field. They're giving him all the room in right that he wants.
And, you know, a couple games ago, we were talking about how he's become a better hitter towards the opposite field.
Yeah.
Worked on it a lot this season. You give him an outside pitch, he's just going to go with it. And it could rattle off down the line.
There's only one guy in between the 400 sign and the 330 sign and the foul pole in the right field. So he has plenty of room to work with opposite field.
First pitch from Baker. Ooh. Foul.
Hits a piece of it. And the wind's blowing out to right field, too. I'm telling you, he'll have success if he goes oppo.
And that pitch is outside for ball one. Count goes to 1-1. Man, you can cut the tension right now with a knife, Mike. Just like Scooby-Doo did in the fog.
I heard it's good on toast.
Oh, and he ropes this one, and it is down. They're waving Rubalcaba around. He is going to score, so a big hit for Trevor Faulkner, and Solano now trails by 1 run here in the bottom of the ninth. Stay hot, kid.
5 RBIs for Trevor Faulkner.
Stay hot, kid. Stay hot.
We might have to talk to him regardless of whether they win or lose. You don't have a day like this and not get credited for it. There's going to be a pinch runner, Andrew Harris, coming in to pinch run. Doesn't have any stolen bases on the year, but
just has
obviously better wheels than Trevor Faulkner.
Yes.
Now batting, number 13.
And
Nick
here's the
Perez.
guy that can bring him in, Nick Burns.
Nick Perez now.
I'm sorry, Nick Perez.
The guy we've been really high on all year. He's had a stellar year. Last game, you called. He hit a bomb out to right field, hitting the ball very hard. And you hear the pump-up music now.
I'm pumped up.
Oh, I got my blood flowing now. And first time we've seen a mound visit from this Marin team all year, all game long.
And 17 pitches for Steve Baker and nothing to show for it but 1 out and 2 runs scored.
And a productive out. If Eric Olson didn't hit it that way, there would be runners on second and third.
Yeah, and then it'd be a 6-4 ball game.
Yep. So a huge ground ball for Eric Olson to move the runners over. Then Faulkner came in with a clutch base hit. And now Nick Perez at the plate.
And now this Solano dugout is alive.
First pitch in there for a strike.
And he might not get a better pitch to hit.
You know, but you come in as a pinch hitter on the bench all day, a little cold, you want to see a pitch.
Yeah, you don't want to be a pinch hitter that comes and rolls over the first pitch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and he hits this one to Sam Schmidt over to shortstop, throws it over to first, and he got him. And a double play will end the game. Oh, I thought Solano could pull one out, but they lose 6-5 here. What a great day by Trevor Faulkner, and crushing defeat for the Solano Falcons team as this is their last home game, so the sophomores will say goodbye. But a lot of upside.
Yeah, I mean, things to look at, the pitching was pretty good in this one. I know 6 runs were given up, but Angel Lara, 5 innings pitched.
5 innings.
Only gave up the 1 run.
2 strikes and 1 run. You know,
yeah.
Brandon Mihalich struggled, but still kept him in the ball game. And
But Marin didn't mess around. They threw out their 2 best guys. They threw out their starter with the 1.8 ERA and their closer with the 1.9, and they just said, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us at our best. And when you have a guy go 8 strong and doesn't even hit a real rhythm until the 7th inning, it's just impossible to try to get anything done against them. The only reason why there was any sort of rally here in the 9th is because Steve Baker is a fastball pitcher. He said, I'll get my stuff by you, and this team is good at hitting straight pitches.
yes, they are. And you know, a lot to build on going into next season. I mean, they have one more game against this Marin team at Marin, so we won't be bringing it to you here at Solano at SCSN. Well, you know, it's been a fun season.
It has been a fun season. It's been an extremely fun season. I know there have been our ups and downs, and there's been some tension both in the clubhouse, in our broadcast booth, but all in all, I can't think of a better way to spend a Tuesday or Thursday afternoon than watching Solano baseball.
Yeah, you know, it was fun, and you know, I want to say thank you to all the viewers out there for hanging with us all season long and tuning in, and thank you to the broadcast crew. The Comp 75 class did an excellent job this year. Greg Poff, you know, was busy coaching the speech and debate team, put a lot of trust in us, and a lot of great broadcasts that we brought to you here. And thanks to Greg Poff for allowing us to be able to do this. And
yeah, and you see on the screen there the many banners, and we're going to wave, hey, what's going on? But you see the many banners there, and there's not going to be one to put up for 2014, but there is next season, and there's going to be a lot of returning guys and a lot of sophomores. So for Stas Samoida and everybody else here at SCSN, I'm Mike McLeod. Thank you for watching.